I'm sorry, the calls are coming from inside the house? Yeah, no ma'am. Some of y'all did not grow up with landlines. Making a call from within the house? Yeah, that's some pretty fucking fucked up shit. Nah, fuck that. I'm out. And welcome to the movies that me.
Now that's fucked up.
Jess, the caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house. Jess! Jess, get up! And don't go up there.
Jess becomes frantic, ignoring Sergeant Nash's pleas to leave the house. She slowly walks towards the staircase, calling out to Phil and Barb. The film reminds you it's a horror flick when Jess refused to leave the house. Jess arms herself and makes her way upstairs, navigating the creepy corridors. The minutes seem like hours. Jess forcefully presses against Barb's door and discovers Barb and Phil cold as ice. The killer patiently watches through a door crack. His disturbing whispers alert Jess of his whereabouts. Jess runs off after slamming the door against the killer. The maniac chases after Jess, forcing her downstairs. However, the front door is locked. As fight or flight kicks in, Jess runs into the basement, locking the door behind her as the killer still rampages the house. On the verge of a nervous breakdown, Jess turtles up in the basement, only to witness Peter breaking the basement window, making his way inside. Jess is convinced he is the killer. In a state of sheer panic and paranoia, Jess violently beats Peter to death with a fire poker. The police arrive shortly, finding Jess shaken and caressing Peter's lifeless body in her lap. The police are more than convinced it was Peter all along. They heavily sedate Jess and put her to bed, ending this misery that has blackened this Christmas. Poor Mr. Harrison, he never really got his closure. The police leave Jess to rest as the killer's voice can be heard echoing throughout the attic.
The best breakfast under the big top is post-sugar rice crinkles.
Ring in the holidays.
So crinkly, so delicious, so different.
His dark presence still lingers. One last long look at Claire's corpse as the story comes to an end. Well, not before the telephone rings.
And this is why you are here, for the movies that me up. I'm going to need a shot for this because Jess was failed at the end. Done so wrong.
There's a place where Christmas dreams come true, where the Turnip Seeds collection is on sale. Look for the Turnip Seeds telephone that gives sounds and messages.
I got a feeling I'm gonna get something really good this Christmas.
You see, the police just sat there discussing about what happened. While they were upset, they were content that they solved the case and that Peter was responsible. Meanwhile, all these conversations are going on to a sedated Jess just laying there, no one pretty much looking at her. So after watching this movie many times, recently I just realized how the police sat there and then taking care of Mr. Harrison and worried about him because his daughter was dead, while basically not giving a fuck about Jess. You see, because Bob Clark had a little message in here, and it was to show how women were second. Again, left in vulnerable situations with no one to protect them. Why was no nurse, a doctor, another cop going to sit there and look over her? They clearly felt it was all done. And then you get a shot of the attic, and then you realize that Jess is not alone. You see, the killer is still in the house. They have left Jess medicated, basically not able to take care of herself or protect herself. And then you hear the phone ringing. You heard the killer speaking. It starts panning away. And this is where, for a lot of years, I always thought that Jess was the final girl. The more I've recently watched it, I started to realize, because Jess was left alone with the killer, was she really the final girl? Or did the killer actually kill Jess at the end? So this is where the movie also fucked me up some years later, because Jess left alone, unprotected, with the killer, and then leaving us to wonder, did she survive or did she die? That is one of the things that make this movie original, because that is the beauty of the movie. As Jess laid there drugged, you are now left wondering, is she the final girl or did she die? Leaving the movie kind of with that wondering is what makes this movie awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed our double feature. Tell us what you thought. And I'm curious to know, do you think that Jess was the final girl? I'll leave you with that question. Until next time, ta-ta for now. And Merry Christmas.